Martin, it ends 2-0 against Hungerford. We're now third in the table. What did you think of the performance today?
Well, first of all, I feel a bit of a fraud sitting here because Dow should be sitting here, really. After the Beckenham game, we've had quite a few heart-to-hearts with the players, and we've won 3 games, admittedly all at home, and not by extravagant margins, but it's been a great response, and the manager should get all the credit for that because he's inspiring. I've heard these team talks for 17 years actually, but they work, and he's very good at what he does, and the Dartford fans should be trusting in Douse because that's why we are where we are today.
Yeah, it felt like a game of few chances, but Marvin really kept his cool and scored a great goal. How do you think he's improved from pre-season to now?
Well, he's learning every day. I mean, he's come from nowhere and started 3 games and scored 2 goals, and we've won all 3 games, so it's been a pretty good week for him, hasn't it? He made it. I think the thing about the goal, I mean, the block was one thing, but to have the speed to get to the ball first, probably Marvin's the only player in the club who could be that quick to do that, and obviously his game's based on speed. You know, he does things that are instinctive, that sometimes work and sometimes don't. We've got to try and, without overcomplicating his game and overcomplicating his football life, we've got to try and work on him to be more consistent in terms of his over 90 or 70 minutes that he's played today. But his good moments are really good, and we're grateful to have them.
Yeah, it was an impactful substitution with Alec Wall coming on and scoring. How has he been? He's a player that perhaps doesn't play the 90 minutes, but is an impactful substitution like he's proved today.
Yeah, we would have had Charlie Sheringham, but he's with a personal matter wasn't available today. I think Alex might have thought that it would go his way at the start, but Davide Odari played really well and did a job for us out on the right, and Pierre, when he came on, did a great job. In fact, the 3 substitutes, that's the manager's dream, isn't it, really? Pierre and Mertz and of course Worley were all involved in that crucial goal. We said at half-time, you know, we're going to need something in the second half. We improved after half-time on Tuesday, and we've improved after half-time today, which is, I'm not quite sure of the reasons why, but that has been a fact, really, I think. And Worley does, in training, the goalkeepers hate being in goal for his shooting practices and things like that. He really does connect with the ball. I thought their goalkeeper did amazingly well to take the sting out of it. Obviously couldn't prevent it going into the back of the net. So very pleased for Alex. He's been working hard. He's watched other people come in and take a shirt probably that he believes would be his. You don't get the number 9 at a club without having some call on it, really. So yeah, it's worked out very well for individuals, but most of all for the team.
We have our first clean sheet at home and defended really strongly today, something that we perhaps struggled with in recent weeks. Yeah. What do you think's changed to make today such a strong defensive performance?
I think Wince did a wonderful job. He was absolutely 100% right for man of the match, and the sponsors got that spot on. We noted they played with 2 up against our 2 centre halves, which made it difficult for Connor and Tom. And the ball kept dropping to their 10, where Wince was deputed quite early in the game that was his man. But he did a great job, and he's played in these games in midfield, and I think had maybe perhaps not as consistent as he would like to be when he's been in the back 4, but he's done wonderfully well, and he's been a real cornerstone of the way we've defended in these games. It hasn't been perfect as a team, but he's done a super job for us.
That's now 4 league wins in a row. There was a time where perhaps we did struggle with results, and like speaking on the defensive performances, is there a moment that perhaps you can think of where it might have just changed for us, or something that made us improve?
No, I think you've got to make the most of the breaks that happened. And the first goal today was a strange goal, and you could say we made it happen, we made our own luck, but it was a bit fortunate. Their player with a very long throw had to go off just before half-time. So that was a little bit of a break for us. So I think in individual games there have been little things that have gone for us, but you know, it really is a work in progress. I promise you that. I mean, we're nowhere near feeling that we've got a team that we've got very good players. We're trying to get them into a team unit. We've had suspensions, we've had injuries, we've had lack of availability, as with Charlie today. So it's not been easy to work down that pathway, and we're relatively early in the season, you know. So I hope it will be better to come, but it's up to us as the manager and the coaches to try and work on that side of things. The players are doing their part.
Looking ahead, we have Dulwich Hamlet away next weekend. What do you expect from that side, and what do you expect to take from us there?
It's a very nostalgic game for me, because my 2 children were born in Dulwich Hospital, which is just down the road from the ground. So it's almost like going home for me. I used to live in East Dulwich, and my kids grew up there for a little while before we moved down. And so, yeah, they're always very competitive. They've had a change this season after a long period of stability, really, under great coaching staff, Gavin Rose, Junior Caddy, great people we know and love very much, and you know they've always put out competitive teams against us. So we'll see what it's now like. I would expect the same under the new regime, and you know, it's a fine football club. I mean, I go back in non-league football. I was watching Woking in 1953. That was my first ever football match. I was 7 years old, 8 years old, and Dulwich were in that league then. So they're historic. Prehistoric I am, but they're historic, and so it'll be a nice emotional thing to go. But we've got to go there and try and win, and keep the run going.
Perfect, thank you.